Hoi hoi hoi! What's up guys, and welcome back to a live update video. It's been a very long time since I did one. I think 5 months ago I did the last one. I can link it up here. And yeah, a lot of things happened in that time, and yeah, I would like to give an update in all of my 10 areas that are most important to me, or the 10 areas that are written in my daily journal. It's called High Performance Planner. I will link it down in the description. It's by far the best journal I had so far, and I use it every morning and every evening. But that shouldn't be a sponsored video because I don't receive anything from that. So therefore, let's head straight into my first area, and that's health and fitness. As you know, I did a short diet or a short cut that I would be lean for summer, and yeah, so far I succeeded in that. It wasn't as smooth as previous diets, but I succeeded in that, so I got down to my desired weight. I only weigh, I think, 67 kilograms right now, and I'm 173 centimeters, so that's okay, but I don't weigh a lot because, yeah, as you see, I don't have such a lot of muscle mass, and that's something I want to improve, so therefore I'm now in my lean bulk again. I have some struggles with eating, as I always have, so I overeat actually quite often. I often wake up in the middle of the night and then I eat a protein bar or something like that. I know it's not optimal, but I want to improve that. But otherwise, it's okay. Health-wise, my sleep could be better because it's now festival season. As you know, in summer I always go to a lot of festivals and I party a lot. So I only have 6 hours of sleep in average. Yeah, I want to improve on that. But I think there's a season for everything, and summer I always missed out on a lot of sleep because the days are so long and I can't sleep as good as in the winter. But contradictory, I'm fitter than ever in summer. Maybe it's really the weather or the summer energy, but in winter I can sleep 8 or 9 hours on average, and I feel way more tired than I do in summer, so that's strange, but I think that's, yeah, the season or the energy of the season. And another thing, I think why I'm actually pretty fit right now, even though, yeah, I drink alcohol nearly every single week, plus, like I said before, the sleep is not optimum, but I think no fat plays a huge role in that. And also my current testosterone levels, because I think I'm at the peak right now in regards of my natural testosterone levels, because if you have seen my transformation video, I think that's the very first video of my channel, I will also link it up there. I did a lot of diets in my life because I was a little overweight as a child, and therefore it fucked up my mental health, and I always thought I had to be leaner and leaner and leaner to be accepted and stuff like that. So I fucked up my natural testosterone, I believe. I will also get into that when I explain why I titled the video like that, or when I come to that area. But since I lean bulk and also since I do no fat, I really think it improved my testosterone a lot. I don't know if you can hear it, but also my voice deepened a little bit, so I'm growing up right now. But also the beard is growing faster than ever. So I think no fat is really something that a lot of people don't practice, and it can really improve a lot, because I'm now over 1.5 months again since I fapped the last time, and I think, to be honest, this year I only fapped 3 or 4 times in total. And if you view it like that, so that in a year you fap lesser and lesser, that's a huge improvement, and you really realize a lot. You have that sexual energy that you can use for productive things, for example in my case editing, working out, or even at work. So I use that energy, and it makes sense because the explanation that your sperm has a lot of minerals and vitamins, and if you are constantly letting that out and you constantly feel depleted because of that, because the body needs vitamins and minerals to produce testosterone, so it all makes sense that if you, yeah, like I said before, if you let it all out, that you feel depleted and you don't want to do stuff. And I think that's the problem for a lot of men who are porn addicts, that, yeah, they aren't productive and they have bad habits because of that. So no fap, start it if you haven't started yet. It's so worth it. So that's my current state with health and fitness, and maybe what I also want to talk is what I want to do for the rest of the year. So of course, when the festival season is over, I want to improve my sleep again. So 8 hours of sleep on average is something I would aim for. It would also increase my testosterone even more, and therefore I would be able to progress even further on my lean bulk, and training would also improve. So currently I'm eating around 2,700 calories, maybe sometimes even more, up to 3,000. That's a good level, because normally I don't burn a lot of calories, but because I work as a waiter I have nearly every single day 15,000 steps, or maybe even 20,000 steps on good days. So therefore 3,000 calories, I think it's okay. I watch my weight constantly and also my shape in the mirror because weight fluctuates a lot. And in terms of training, I currently have a upper lower body split and push pull leg, so I go 5 times a week and I combine those two training systems. And I always start with heavy basic exercises like bench press, squats or shoulder press. For example, 4 sets, 6 reps are really strength based. I want to push my strength as much as possible, and afterwards I always do some isolation exercises for hypertrophy. I will write it down because it's a hard word, and they're mostly 8 to 15 reps in that range. So I like the combination of that, of hard training and hypertrophy training. I always like that, so I will keep it like that. So progressive overload is key, so I watch that every single workout I have a small improvement on most of my lifts. That's the goal. It's not always possible, but I try it as much as possible, because fitness is a marathon, not a sprint. And I think the longer you train, the more you realize that. But now I want to make it a little bit quicker because I talked a lot here. Mental and emotional is the second area. And I have to say, my mental health was never as good as now, because I love what I'm doing. I love my current life. I love where I'm currently at. And I always read that the happiest people are those that always love where they're actually at. So at every stage of their life, they love where they're actually at, because there will always be something. You will always want to have more. There will always be one area that's lacking, or even more areas that are lacking. So you need to be grateful for what you have. But yeah, I think the quote, proud but never satisfied, is good, because you need to be proud of yourself, of your accomplishments and all that, the things you have. But you also need to be aware that you need to improve too, because the world is always changing, it's always evolving. And if you don't change and evolve, then you will be left behind, and therefore you will be depressed. So always work on yourself, but also keep in mind that you should cheer your accomplishments. And I think really the progress with YouTube, the books that I read, the YouTube videos that I love, that's another thing I want to quickly touch on. I think the YouTube algorithm can be very powerful in terms of how helpful it is and how destructive it is, so use it wisely. So self-improvement videos are key. Okay, then the next area, and probably the area why you click the video, or the reason why you click the video, and that's partner and love. And before I touch on the sex subject, I have to say too, I was never such in a good place in that area. Not in terms that I have a girlfriend or that I experience love, but I experience love in another sense, because the love that I have towards my family, friends, the people I'm surrounded with, was never so high. So I really love where I'm actually at, and I think that's even the greatest area currently of my life. So I will touch on family and friends later on, but relationships are so important, and I often go to bed and I'm so grateful for the people that I encounter daily, the people at my work, the people at home, the people I spend the time with, and also the people at the gym. I think also at the gym, that's such a positive place, because if you think about it, everyone's here to improve himself, and that's, I think, the best place you can be in. But in terms of partner and love, winter was pretty hard for me, because I also made a video about that. I was very lonely there, and when you're in that state of loneliness, you seem desperate, and therefore you repel that energy, and others are repelled because of that. And it was hard for me there to find the right girl or something like that, or the right interested girls. But now it's funny, because since I had a little breakthrough in YouTube, and also I improved my mental state and everything, you hear in the rest of the video, also this area improved a lot. I see constantly girls that are interested in me, that are giving me signs, and I'm currently, it's weird to say, but I'm currently overflown by feminine energy. So I see every single day, I see girls that are beautiful, but the more often you see them, the pickier probably you get. That's another problem I have. So that it's hard for me to choose one, but I realize more and more that looks don't matter as much as I thought. So of course looks matter in terms of if you want to get to know that specific girl, or if you are a girl, that specific guy. But afterwards there are so many other things. So I realize more and more that you need to find your complementary opposite. I will write it down too, that's another hard word. That basically means you're always, if there's the masculine energy that you portray, and that's the feminine energy, and either if you're a guy or a girl, you're in that range. So there are masculine women, but there are also pretty feminine women, and the same goes for guys. So pretty masculine guys, pretty feminine guys. And I'm very on the feminine side because you see I produce videos like that where I talk about how I'm currently feeling. Maybe that also has to do because my testosterone wasn't so high that I was a lot in the feminine area, but I want to go now in the more masculine area, and maybe you see it with my voice and also with my fitness. I hope I can make some gains. So yeah, like I said before, that my testosterone increases even more so that I get more into the masculine area again. And I realize I need a girl who's also in a little bit in the masculine range, and that means because masculine energy is, or healthy masculine energy is, if you want to build something, if you want to progress something, if you have ambitions in life, and feminine energy is basically all about the flow of love. So the connection with people, with the emotions and stuff like that. And I realized a very feminine girl or female isn't something for me because she's all about the flow of love. She doesn't have any ambitions. She lives through the day and also only emotions and feelings. And I can't handle that because I would say I'm like in the middle. So I'm ambitious and I want to build something, but I'm also pretty aware of my emotions and emotions of others. So I need a girl that's also balanced. I need a girl that has some ambitions in life, that has some goals that she's pursuing, but that's also aware of her feelings and the feelings of others. So that's pretty a nice topic. I read a lot about that, but I think that's pretty important that you find something who's your complementary opposite. So far, I really haven't found the right girl, but it's far easier now, or far less of a struggle, I would say, because, like I said before, if you're surrounded by people you like, if you're surrounded by people you genuinely care for, and if you feel loved by those people, then you're happy alone. And I really need to say right now, currently, I don't really need a relationship. Of course, it would be nice, but I only want it with the right girl, and yeah, if I see it doesn't make sense and it doesn't support my mission with YouTube and all that, then I rather stay alone than that. So that's pretty important to me. But now I want to touch on the subject with sex. So I realized my last girlfriend and my only girlfriend I ever had is now pretty much 5 years ago, so 2017. In summer we broke up, and that was also the last time I had sex, so I never had sex except with my girlfriend. That's something I'm very proud of, so don't get me wrong. Maybe I'm a little traditional in that sense, or religious in that sense, but I don't know if I want to ever get married, so I'm not such extreme, but I only want to have sex if I have an emotional connection with a girl, or maybe even if you're in a relationship, or if we are in a relationship, because I think it's so destructive if you have sex with a lot of people you don't have an emotional connection to. I heard it a lot of times and read it a lot of times that it fucks you up because it's something deep you share with someone, and if you're giving that off to everybody, then you don't really have self-love. Because your energy is the most important currency that you have. It's not the euro or dollar, it's your energy and your attention. And if you give that up to other people so easily, especially in the intimate man, why are all English words so hard? If you give that up in the intimidate, I will write it down, you know what I mean. In that sense, then I think, I don't know. If you have self-respect then, or if you lose it, I don't know. I never experienced it, so I don't know exactly how I feel it, but I couldn't imagine myself sleeping next to girls I don't have an emotional commitment to. I couldn't imagine that. I don't want to do it. So that's with that, and I think the longer you don't have sex, the longer you can wait, so I think that's not a problem for me. And NoFap really disciplined me a lot, so I can walk by a pretty nice girl, I don't care, really. I don't care, I'm not interested in that. I only want the emotional aspects of a relationship and the building and the sharing and all that sense. Maybe you can call me whatever you want, a feminine guy, I don't care. But that's what I want, so I'm not really interested in sex. It's a nice benefit if you have someone you love, but like I said, I don't care as much as others probably. But that's with that. And I think family and friends, I will touch quickly on that, have never been so easy or never been so good in terms of I can share whatever I want and I feel accepted, and that's pretty good, especially since I started YouTube. I really needed that. And I think since my breakthrough, we'll touch on that later on YouTube, I think I'm pretty much accepted and even respected for what I'm doing, and that's a nice feeling. So it's time to get to mission. So my mission with YouTube or with this channel, and like I said before, since my Morocco videos, it's going pretty well. I have now 2,000 subscribers, even a little bit more. And that's funny because, as I said in my last live update video, my goal was 1k subscribers by the end of the year. And now I have doubled that in half a year, so it's not even a full year. Yeah, I said to myself, next goal is 5k. I don't know if I'm able to do it this year. Of course, in the future, I believe it's possible. That's for sure. But you should keep high goals, so even if you miss them, you're at a better place if you set low goals. But I think 1k was a high goal because before I had, so 5 months ago, I had 300 subs, but Morocco really was pretty good because one video even had 84k, I believe. I will link it up here. That's the best one. But yeah, so grateful for all Moroccan subscribers. So yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it a lot. And because my next area would be experiences, I will quickly transition into that and I will talk about what's coming this year. So next week, I'm turning 24. On Saturday the 20th of August, and there will be a little party in the Cascade, so that's the swimming pool or the wellness area in Campo Tures and in Tures where the Winkel parade was. I can link it up here. There you saw it a little bit. So there's a beach volleyball tournament and afterward a little party. And a young friend of mine is playing DJ there. I can link him down in the description. He's called DJ Hopex. So that's where I will celebrate my birthday. And after that, in September, there's Lake Festival. So a next festival probably in October, Oktoberfest too. That's also pretty sure that I head to that. So that's in, beginning of October. And I think with that, the festival season ends hopefully, because I need to get some rest too and focus on other things too. Like I said, everything needs a season. And there are a lot of festivals this year. And hopefully in October or November or December, Qatar. So it depends on my finances. I will head to that soon, but that would be nice. So Qatar, recording the World Cup. I've never watched a football match or soccer match in real, so I want to do that, and it would be nice to record behind the scenes and everything. So I need to head there. Okay, next area I will quickly touch on is spirit. Since I'm connected with God, since I'm praying every single day, it feels so much easier, everything. I can let those external worries to God. And like I said, I'm not really religious in the sense that I'm Christian or Muslim or Buddhist. I'm maybe even more spiritual. So I believe in the principles of all of that, because I think the Bible, the Quran and all those lectures and all those different religions, I think in the end of the day they are all the same, or they have nearly all the same principles. I think these are principles for life. And even Stoicism would be the religion, or it's not even a religion, but I think for me it's a religion. So Stoicism is probably that attracts me the most. But I like the principles. I think as a human being we need higher principles, because otherwise our ego goes wild. As you see with all the feminism, nothing against the traditional feminism, but the modern feminism with go beyond everything. And same with that pride things and everything that goes on in the world, where you sometimes think, why happened that? So I think a lot of problems would be solved if more people were religious or spiritual, but that's just my opinion. So Amo Fati, love your faith, so Stoicism for the win. I will always be a modern day Stoic, or I will always pursue to become one day. But I think it's an endless pursuit, you will never reach the top. There's always something to learn as in life. So learning is it's even my last area. But before I head to the last area, it's finances. That's the worst area of my life, to be honest. I think the last SafeMoon video, I explained how much I lost out on profits. But there I think it was only 20k. Now it would be more like 25k. I will add the portfolio of my current cryptocurrencies there and the worth or the value of those cryptocurrencies. And it's not good, man. It's not good. But I added to my position growth token. So that's a Dubai-based cryptocurrencies. I will link the homepage of them too, or the website, down in the description. It's a pretty interesting project, and yeah, it did quite well. And yeah, I bought 1 week ago. I think I'm up like $100 or something like that for now. But I hope with the profits of that I can invest even more in SafeMoon, because SafeMoon is my rocket, and maybe it takes some time, but eventually I will reach something nicer than leaving it on the bank, I hope. But yeah, I'm down a lot. In total on SafeMoon I think I invested like 12k, maybe even a little bit more. And now I'm 3k I have, so I don't know in percentage, 80%, 70% down. It's not easy to look at, but I think if you live more in the future, that's also something I will touch on soon. If you live more in the future version of yourself, the visualizations you have, then it's not such a big problem, because eventually I know I will succeed and SafeMoon will succeed, so I will be at a good place financially and it will be beautiful. So I don't mind the current struggles. Every investor, every great investor even, was there, and I think that's a learning lesson I needed to go through. So taking profits is pretty important, and everyone who is still watching with me or still watching the video, definitely take profits if you invest in stocks, crypto or whatever. Take profits, man, because you never know what occurs, and there's not always a period where everything goes up. So keep that in mind, keep the hard times in mind, and like I said, or like the saying goes, hard times create strong men. So yeah, we need to build ourselves, because who knows what happens in the future. But now my last area, and that's learning. And like I touched on before, I'm currently reading The Complete Reader by Goddard Neville. That's a book collection of him, and Neville Goddard is basically a teacher that combines spirituality with the teachings of the Bible. So I think that's pretty cool, because he explains the Bible. Because I always thought growing up, the lessons you had in religion that we had in school, you only learn the prayers or you learn the different stories, but no one really explained what that could mean. And Neville Goddard always explains it that it's more imaginary. So for example, God, you have God already in you, God is in you, and heaven and hell don't really exist in afterlife. So I don't really believe that, but it's all up in your mind. You can create heaven in your mind, or you can create hell in your mind. So therefore it's pretty important that you live in the future, if you live in the good reality that could be in the future, because everything external needs to be first processed internal. And I saw it with YouTube, for example. I see already how I'm successful, so for me it's not a question if I make it or not, it's just a matter of time. And before Morocco I visualized or realized that probably the Morocco videos are my breakthrough, because it would all make sense. And of course it was even more of a breakthrough I thought of, and I think that will be in the other areas too. So I'm currently imagining my future girlfriend, for example, how beautiful that will be, how the relationship could be. I'm currently imagining how with the finances everything is playing out well, how I'm living comfortably, and maybe even buying my dream car. I will include a picture of that too. It's a Subaru BRZ. It's not so expensive. I think if it's used it costs like 15k, so maybe I will buy that. That would be nice. I know material things aren't really worth it, but if I see I'm comfortable with the money I have, for example, if I have 60k, then 15k would be okay. The rest I could reinvest, or I could do something with that, and 15k for material things, that would be okay. So I have there's written you always need to be specific with your goals and visualizations and manifestations, and I have the number 62k in my mind. So I'm pretty sure I'll reach that with SafeMoon profits in the future, or even crypto in general, or even altogether YouTube ad revenue and all that stuff. So 62k, I'm coming for you. Maybe I can get back to that in a few years, or maybe even sooner, who knows. But I think that's everything. I talked really a lot, but there were a lot of updates. I hope I included everything. Definitely in fall I will make another one. But so far so good. 2022, man. I think even summer this year is the best time of my life. I don't tear a lot, but I think a few days ago I was just laying down at the couch in the evening. And I just realized how much I came, even mentally. It's not so externally, I'm not so successful or anything. But mentally, I'm such in a good place and it's so beautiful. So mental health is so important, man, and no one really says that in school or teaches you that. So mental health is, your mental energy is the most important currency that you have. So I think I will leave it with that. So yeah, keep your mental energy positive. Keep your thoughts positive. Like I said, use that imagination that you have. You have your mind for that. It's a tool. And you have to realize you are not your mind. You can watch your thoughts. And if they are destructive, you can say, no, brain. As Hamza said, shut the fuck up, brain, he always says. So you can say that to your brain and to your mind. Because you are not your thoughts. And you need to realize that. But, like I said, you can create a really nice reality with time. But you need to believe it up there. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for watching. If you come to the end, thanks for that. And we will see us in the next one. So goodbye. Vielen Dank. Badum.